Going to interview attorney Chin on behalf of my coworker Ben.Do. You have a girlfriend now. Chin attorney split up. Convenient to reveal why. Chin attorney looked at me for a while. Not what you said, afraid of divorcing me. I won't even let you take a piece of underwear. The assistant lady helped me push open the door in front of me and smiled appropriately. Please come in. I silently took a deep breath and hooked up my lips. As soon as I looked up I saw Ethan sitting on a leather chair with a serious face. Seeing that it was me who came in, Ethan was a bit surprised. You don't seem to be the reporter who made the appointment with me. I raised an eyebrow and deliberately smiled in a flirtatious manner. She's sick. I'm here to cover for her. Ethan nodded. Have a seat. I sat down across from Ethan, businesslike yet relaxed and natural. Can we start? Ethan's face was expressionless. You only have 10 minutes. I shrugged and pulled out the list of questions that my coworker Gwen had given me and asked them one by one. I rolled my eyes at the last question. Gwen is simply abusing professional resources. Che, this little mind. Ethan looked at his wristwatch. 1 minute to go. Such an aloof Chin attorney. It's still really stoic. It makes you want to. I leaned forward and asked the question. Do you have a girlfriend now? Ethan looked at me. No, the questionnaire said that if the person said no, let me ask why. Would it be convenient to reveal why? Ethan looked at me silently for a moment. Wasn't it you who said you were afraid of divorcing me and I wouldn't even let you take a piece of underwear? I did say that a year ago when I broke up with him and Ethan asked me why. That's exactly what I said. So Ethan hadn't been seeing anyone else for a year. The tip of my heart was tingling. Yes, Ethan and I are exes. We met on a blind date, and before we met, the introducer told me a lot of Ethan's good points, such as he is an attorney, owns a law firm, and has a calm personality. I forgot all these after I met Ethan in person. All I could see was Ethan's face. It was too handsome. The profile said he is 188 tall, which is my ideal type. When the introducer asked me how I was doing after the meeting, I nodded my head unreservedly. I agree. The other party also had a good impression of me. So Ethan and I started dating on the premise of marriage. At the beginning of our relationship, I sighed every day that I was lucky to be married to such a perfect bachelor. After half a year, the more I thought about it, the more angry I became. Sure enough, there is no such thing as a free lunch. God has given me such a perfect object, but he does not love me. We have been dating for more than half a year. He has always been cold to me. In front of me also not much emotion. To put it more pretentiously, obviously he is close at hand, but I always feel that he is far away from the end of the world, and he is too perfect. I always have to be in front of him. Most girls should want to maintain a good image in front of their loved ones. After a long time I got tired. So when the two families were talking about marriage, Ethan and I broke up. Ethan nodded his head in agreement after only asking me for a reason. See, he didn't even hold me back. He didn't love me. I told my parents about it and the couple who were true lovers scolded me for the accident. I cried at night, and the next morning I looked in the mirror with swollen eyes like walnuts myself. Well, my sister is still a good man out of Ethan's law firm. The smile on my face instantly disappeared. Acting naturally in front of Ethan is just as tiring as being poised in front of him before, but I don't want him to see that I can't get enough of him and hold on to him. In the evening I handed the manuscript over to Gwen, who was hungover and still gossiping. What about that last question? You did not ask? I grunted. I'm kind enough to give you a substitute. And you're doing this to me? Gwen looked sheepish and guilty. Did he yell at you? I raised an eyebrow. No, Attorney Chin is very civilized, refined and educated. Of course, isn't he even more handsome in person than in his picture? Regarding Ethan's face value, I have a great deal of say. After all, as a senior face dog, the face value of the one who can be spotted by me at a glance is naturally beyond words. I purposely pissed off Gwen and enchantingly ruffled my hair. What's the use of being more handsome? It's not cis-X either. Gwen's eyes and mouth opened wide, suddenly transforming her hand into a microphone to interview me. Miss Scarlett, may I ask you a question? Miss Scarlett, may I ask if you still have feelings for your ex now? I couldn't stop laughing. This meeting with Ethan had stirred up the peace I'd worked so hard to achieve in my heart. I admit I still like him and am not happy about it. Gwen wonders. Resigned? That he dumped you? I shook my head. No, I dumped him, Gwen. I was upset that he didn't love me. It took me 6 months to get him to fall in love with me, but I really tried hard in those 6 months. My personality belongs to the kind of windy and fiery, but in front of Ethan I try to converge, and he was together for more than half a year. I did not go to the club bar once. Dress style also changed for him. I pay so much in exchange for Ethan's cold. If a man is not even a little passionate in front of you, then he doesn't like you. Gwen suddenly looked me up and down. Ask you a private. You and Chin attorney, that anything? Although it was humiliating, I still told the truth. No, he's not interested in me sexually. It seems the most intimate thing Ethan and I ever did was kiss. Nope. He can hold it together in the face of a gorgeous woman like me. There must be something wrong with him. I am glad I broke up with Ethan, or else it would have been a lavender marriage. Then I wouldn't have to hold a grudge. And I wouldn't have to look for a chance to see him again. But God was against me. When I wanted to see Ethan, I waited for a year before I could see him. When I didn't want to see him, I saw him the next day. During the 6 months we dated, I made his friends my friends. One of them, Sean, had left the country before, and he called me the first time he came back to China and asked me to come over to give him a warm welcome. After work, I went home, changed my clothes, and went straight to the club. When he saw me, Sean opened his mouth wide and looked me up and down for several times. Ooh. Tong, are you turning into Nuha Scarlet tank top and miniskirt? TSK, are you stimulated? When I appeared in front of them as Ethan's girlfriend before, I was dressed in a fairy tale, but actually I have always taken the sexy route. Sean, the unseen play should. What excitement. I just came back to know that you and Zhou broke up. What is it if you are not stimulated? I rolled my eyes, sister's nature is like this. Besides, I don't like mature older guy now. I like puppy love type. I ruffled my hair in style, and when I turned my head I was met with a deep line of sight. Ahem, Ethan, why would he come to a place like this? That's why I'm here to pick up Sean, because I know Ethan doesn't come to places like this. I coughed so much that tears came out of my eyes, and Sean hurriedly handed me a beer. What? Beer for cough? A bottle of mineral water appeared in front of my eyes. I quickly took it, and when I tilted my head to drink it, I met Ethan's eyes again. Luckily, the coughing stopped and I put the cap back on the bottle, saying thank you somewhat sheepishly. Ethan gave a cold smile, leaned into my ear and whispered, "You're welcome. It's what mature older guys do." Did I offend someone? I really just got high for a moment just now. I'll never mouth off again. I was trying to get out of here when Gwen arrived. Tong. You're here too. I went over to her like she was my savior. Sharp, you just got here. I'm with you guys. I saw that Gwen was accompanied by a handsome man with shaggy, half-curly hair, much like the poor artists in Europe and America. The man waves at me. Hi, pretty girl. Enjoyed. I nodded. Hi, let's go over there. Sean came over. Sister Tong, this is your friend. Together. I turned my head and saw Sean looking at Gwen. Is this your boyfriend? Gwen also looked at Sean. No, we are just friends. These two people's eyes met in the air and I seemed to see the sparks of a crash. I looked at Joy again. Why were there sparks in his eyes? I followed Joy's sparking line of sight and saw Ethan sitting in the corner drinking. Towards the end of the night I was pulled aside by Joy and he called me Tong affectionately. Can you give me the messaging app of that handsome guy in the corner? Naturally, I understood everything. Why don't you ask for it yourself? Joy's expression was gone. He's so cold, I'm afraid he'll reject me. Give it to me. Quickly, I brushed Joy's hand away. I have to ask him if he agrees. I brushed Joy's hand away. I have to ask him if he agrees. Joy pushed me and urged me. To be honest, I also wanted to know if Ethan was for real. Taking a deep breath, I deliberately took an enchanting step to Ethan, and the people next to me immediately gave me a seat. Thank you. I smiled slightly and sat down in front of Ethan, coughing lightly. Ethan looks at me sideways like he's watching a play. You know Joy, right? Want your messaging app, Ethan? I was confused when he didn't squeak. Give or take, say something. Ethan's face lines were cold and hard and his voice was deep. He sent you here to say something? His expression is a little scary. Okay, he has no expression at all. This is the most scarried. I enchanted no more and gulped. Yeah, Ethan's handsome face was still expressionless, but his face was dark. He stared at me and it made my scalp tingle. Like I was being watched by a lion. If you give it, you give it. If you don't give it. What are you doing? I wimped out and got up to run away. Ethan's low voice rang in my ears. Give it if you want to. I immediately walked away. This Ethan is so dangerous, just like the day I broke up with him. I gave Joy Ethan's messaging app anyway because he's just too clingy. After that, Gwen left with Sean. Are they for real or are they on a date? They're not as fast as a rocket. Sean asked Ethan to drive me home. I can't afford to have Attorney Chin as my driver. I was just about to take a step when I heard Ethan ask me, how are you going to get there? I backed up again and looked at him sideways. I didn't drive here. I'll call a cab. Ethan took out his car keys and clicked them. I heard a unlocking sound and then Ethan said, get in. I stared sideways at the sight of Ethan's face. The more I looked at him, the more I liked it. The more addicted I became. He was still so handsome. Chin attorney, is it true that you wanted to take me home yourself and have something with me on the way? At the end of the last word, I purposely gently upturned the euphemism as if with a hook. Ethan glanced at me sideways, his thin lips slightly opened, his voice faint. Get out of the car. I'm honest, otherwise I'll be thrown out of the car halfway. How humiliating. The next day at work, Gwen told me with a spring in her step, in with chow chow. Chow chow? You're still together? What kind of speed are you two going at? Gwen has an experienced look on her face. You don't understand. If you have feelings for someone, it's a matter of minutes, so what's the point of wasting time? I think Gwen has a point. In that case, whether it's now or a year ago, Ethan just doesn't have feelings for me. Isn't that a curse? When I got home in the evening, I couldn't hold back and asked Gwen through messaging app, you think it's okay if people don't have sex for the rest of their lives, right? After a while, Gwen sent me a video invitation. Tong Tong, you don't know how good it is to have sex. I tell you, if you do it once, you are guaranteed to get addicted. Forget it. Who am I going to get addicted to? Besides, if I get hooked, how am I gonna chase Ethan? Yeah, I'm going after him. I am just not happy that I couldn't keep his heart for 6 months, so I'm going to do it differently this time. If it doesn't work this time, then I'll let go completely. After talking to Gwen, I found Ethan's messaging app. We hadn't deleted each other. Had been dusting off my friends list all year. I organized my wording and sent him this. Joy is a friend of Gwen's. I've met him and we're kind of friends. He asked me for your messaging app. I'm sorry I didn't give it to him. Don't be mad. Ethan replied quickly but with just one word, ahud. He was so clueless with that attitude. I rolled my eyes. So Joy didn't give you any trouble, did she? Ethan, no, I threw the phone away. Fuck you. Ethan's a rock that doesn't get hot. I'm not chasing him. The phone vibrates again. Ethan, I've set it to not disturb me. Yoo-hoo, that's a lot of words this time. This gives me a chance to get in my own way. I'll buy you dinner. I'm sorry for the trouble I caused you. Until the next morning, Ethan didn't reply my message. My heart went cold. I went out to run news in the morning and didn't have time to eat until around 1 p.m. when I took out my cell phone. I was surprised to find that Ethan had replied to my message at 9:30 am, but the phone hadn't even alerted me. How much did the damn fruit phone delay me? Ethan said on messaging app, sorry, I was researching the case last night. Dinner was not necessary. You didn't cause me any trouble. This guy is really dripping and blocking my way. By the way, he's busy. That's one of the reasons I broke up with him in the first place. He has a lot of cases on his hands, and he also has to manage such a big firm. So he doesn't have much time to spare for me at all, but when he was with me he did give me all his money. Of course he is not afraid of me taking the money. After all, Chin Attorney is a professional. I googled how to get back a man who was dumped by himself and the answer I got was for me to confess my true feelings and beg for his forgiveness. Then I will try. So after work, I came to wait outside Ethan's office. It was dark and the man hadn't come out yet. If I hadn't learned from Sean that he wasn't off duty, I would have suspected that he had left early. There were so many mosquitoes out there. My arms and legs got more than 10 big bags. Damn mosquitoes, it'll kill you. Scarlett. I put down my hand in a hurry and the moment I saw Ethan I was about to cry. What took you so long? Look at my bag. Ethan's thin lips pursed into a straight line. His breath sank. What are you doing here? I'm so aggrieved. Since I was a kid I haven't been this attached to anyone and he's even mean to me, but I don't dare to lose my temper with him now. The person hasn't been chased yet. I'll wait for you here. I'll be here after 5 o'clock. Ethan. I deflated. Ethan, I'm hungry. Ethan looked at me silently for a moment and finally looked like he was compromising. Get in the car. My eyes lit up slightly. Where are we going? Ethan, aren't you hungry? But I'm so itchy and uncomfortable here. I pointed to the bag on my skin, all red from scratching. I ended up getting into Ethan's car, and when I passed a drugstore he stopped to get me some ointment. Rub it on yourself. I took the ointment he handed me and didn't rush to rub it in. Ethan, I'm hungry. I want some of that clear broth noodle soup you made. Ethan. He doesn't say anything, but I see his hands clenching. The steering wheel tighten. He's not going to beat me up, is he? Just eating your bowl of noodles. Is that so bad? Ethan sneered. Scarlett, I can't really read you. I froze for a moment. You don't get it? Isn't it obvious? Ethan stopped talking and after a while he suddenly stopped the car. It's parked here, but I don't know where it is. Ethan looked at me sideways. Yes, I can't read you. I don't know what you're going to do now. His voice was deep, like he was angry, but I didn't do anything. Why is he being mean again? I held back my tears and opened the car door to get out. I am not going after him. I don't want to suffer this aggravation. I cried like a headless fly and walked forward, not knowing where I was going. My arm suddenly tightened and I was grabbed and turned around, tearfully meeting Ethan's eyes. What are you doing? I yelled at him. Ethan looked at me steadily. Why are you crying? I shook his hand away. None of your business. Ethan laughed softly. I know, you used to pretend to me. I know what he means. I used to pretend in front of him, pretending to be a lady, pretending to be quiet. I didn't even eat much, and I couldn't even unscrew a bottle cap. I can't even unscrew the cap of a bottle. Yes, I was just pretending. Don't you men like that? Ethan nodded. Yes, then why don't you keep pretending? I was really pissed off. I've been pretending for half a year and you don't like me, so why should I keep pretending? I can't live my life wearing a mask for someone who doesn't like me. Ethan narrowed his eyes a little and his voice dropped even lower. Scarlett, you're really gaslighting. After that he took me home, rubbed me with ointment, cooked me noodles and left. I never understood why he said I was gaslighting. A little after 1 o'clock in the second half of the night, I sat up violently from my bed and dialed Ethan's phone number regardless of what time it was. Ethan, when you say I'm gaslighting, do you mean I don't like you? Ethan should have been sleeping right through when I woke him up. His voice was still a little hoarse. 1 o'clock, answer me quickly, I urged. Ethan was silent for a moment. Why? My heart was in my throat. I seemed to understand why Ethan had agreed to break up so quickly in the first place. Why did you say I didn't like you? Ethan stopped talking again. I held my breath in my chest and just hung up the phone and got under the covers, pounding the bed in anger. Ethan, you're always like this, holding everything inside, always making me feel like you're so close yet so far away. Oh. I cried myself to sleep, half asleep. My cell phone suddenly vibrated. I connected it in a daze and Ethan's low voice came from the other side of the phone. Open the door. A minute later, I snapped out of it and immediately climbed out of bed and went out to open the door. Ethan was standing right outside the door, dressed in his pajamas. It's only a little after 2. How did he get in? What are you doing here at this hour? Ethan stared at me. Came to ask you a question. I froze. Ask what? Ethan, do you like me? I nodded my head woodenly. I do. Ethan laughed out an easy, happy laugh. He said, I like you too, always. Have Ethan and I got it off our chests. The reason he thought I didn't like him in the first place was because he had inadvertently seen my true colors when he was dating me for a month. So in his mind, my quiet obedience in front of him was all because I didn't have feelings for him. I resisted every time he kissed me. I swear I'm not really resisting. I'm pretending to be shy and I'm overdoing it. He added, even then I didn't want to separate from you. I told myself that I'd always be good to you and that one day you'd accept me, but you ended up filing for a breakup and you thought of divorce before we were even married, so it's all my fault. I was the one who pretended too much, so he didn't dare to be too enthusiastic. Now that I think about it, when we were together, he didn't show that he wanted me too much, but he was really good to me. If he has been cold to me, the fact that he originally nature is not hot in front of me has been much better. Because I am a person too hot and windy only to feel that he is cold. But then you clearly see that I am pursuing you. Why do you still treat me like that? I just don't like it when you treat your feelings like child's play, and I'm afraid that you'll want to get back together with me on impulse. I got a little upset. In your eyes, am I that unreliable, Ethan? His silence was an insult to me. I raised my hand and slapped him. I'm not the kind of person who treats relationships like child's play, okay? Don't you dare accuse people. Ethan laughed and swept me into his arms. Yes, I was wrong. I shouldn't have wronged you. I snuggled into Ethan's arms. It felt so unreal, but we did get back together. The way you treated me the other day, I thought you were frigid, Ethan. Then he proved with his actions that he wasn't frigid. If he hadn't thought I was resisting him in the first place, I might have been taken by him a long time ago. Ethan and I were originally dating with marriage in mind, so as soon as both families found out we were both back together, they started pushing for marriage. If I tell Ethan now that I don't want to get married and that I haven't had enough fun, will he call me a scumbag? I didn't dare to tell Ethan first. I asked Gwen. Gwen replied to me on the messaging app. Do you have no intention of marrying Ethan at all, or do you not want to get married right now? I sat on the toilet and typed quickly. It has nothing to do with him. I just don't want to get married this early. Gwen, you and I are different. Sean and I are in a relationship right now, but you and Ethan met on a blind date and you're headed for marriage, and you two broke up before and now you're back together. Now you're saying you don't want to get married. Isn't that a trick? I sighed. Gwen, I suggest you still talk to Ethan properly. As soon as I exited the bathroom, several pairs of eyes were looking at me, each with a complicated look. I looked at them, then at Ethan, and finally at the TV. I'd forgotten that my phone had just mirrored the screen. It was so nice. It was supposed to be me moving in with Ethan and everyone coming to give us a celebration. Turns out it's okay now. They patted themselves on the back and left me on my own, facing an expressionless Ethan. I come up to him and carefully ask him, are you mad? Ethan looked at me. No, you're just mad. He was usually cold though, nothing too much on his face, but I could tell. Ethan took a deep breath and held my hand. I'm really not mad. I shook his hand away. You're not mad. You're not mad at me for saying I don't want to marry you. You don't love me, Ethan. Okay, good. That's a good preemptive move. At least I'm less afraid of Ethan now, and he's justified. Are you not planning to marry me either, Ethan? His dark eyes stared at me silently for a moment, my scalp tingling. Before he spoke, Scarlett, you're really good at gaslighting. Well, he saw that. As I said earlier, it's not you, it's that I'm not ready to be a wife. Besides, when you get married you have to have kids, and I don't want to have kids yet. Ethan raised an eyebrow. I understand and will give you time to prepare and adjust to your new status, so what's wrong with me saying I'm not mad? Why is he even debating with me? Does he think he's in a courtroom? I gave him a blank look and turned around not wanting to look at him. You just don't love me. To prove that he loved me. Ethan carried me into the bedroom. Come on, the love I'm talking about isn't the made-up kind, okay? I didn't resist though. Gwen was right. This kind of thing, I guess, is really quite addictive. After some warmth, I was completely honest. Ethan wrapped his arms around me. I really do understand. It doesn't conflict with the fact that I love you, and if you'd marry me right now, of course it would be the best thing, but I'm not going to force you to do something you don't want to do. I poked him in the jaw. Why are you so sensible? Ethan let out a low chuckle. Isn't that nice? We both compliment each other. I asked that to say I'm not sensible? I rolled my eyes. Look at Gwen and Sean. Are they sensible? But they're sweet. Ethan frowned. You like that? I nodded without hesitation. I just like that kind of bombast. Ethan, so I'm supposed to abduct you to my bed the day after my blind date with you? It's not like it wouldn't work. Anyway, I really envy Gwen. Sean loves her so passionately and bluntly, just like this moment. The two of them invited me to dinner, making love to each other across the table, completely disregarding me, a big living person. Ethan doesn't do that. I'm out there flirting with him and he's telling me to knock it off. I said from the bottom of my heart, I envy you guys. Sean kissed Gwen. Don't envy us. You mortals can't get to this level with a godly couple like Schwang and I almost retched. You are quite annoying. Sean asked me nosily, did you have a falling out with old Chin again? I quickly shook my head. No. We're fine. Sean had a knowing look on his face. Okay, you don't have to insist in front of me, but old Chin is just like that. Who let you just look at a piece of wood? Ethan, a piece of wood, called me and said he would take me home for dinner tonight. When I arrived at Chin's house, I realized that I was not the only guest. Auntie Chin pulled me over and introduced me. Tong Tong, this is Chloe. Gun Xian, this is Tong Tong, Zhou's girlfriend. Chloe gave me a small smile. Hello, hello. I nodded and sat down with Ethan. Dinner wasn't ready yet, so we sat on the couch and chatted. I realized that Chloe and Ethan were childhood friends. The two families were neighbors before and after Ethan went to college, the Chen family moved, and before that, the two were good friends from kindergarten to high school, all in the same school. This is actually nothing to me. I'm not that cheap, but this Chloe is a manipulative woman. Aunt Chin said Ethan's personality was too quiet and I was the only one who wanted him and thanked me for taking Ethan in. Chloe covered her mouth and smiled. No, Zhou is not cold in front of me. He even fought with a boy for me before. Zhou, if you take out the energy to stand up for me, why would you go to blind date to find a date? Yoo-hoo. I looked at Ethan. You're good. You even fought for someone? How come you're not so wild in front of me? But yeah, since I was a kid, I don't think there's been any other girls around Bode except me, so I'm really surprised that Bode is in love. Chloe had a joking tone, and while saying that, she also looked at me. The expression on her face could simply be described as unscrupulous and harmless. My heart was clogged. Just then, the meal was ready and Uncle Chin and Aunt Chin asked us to go eat. When we entered the dining room, Chloe took an arrow step in front of me and sat down next to Ethan's chair. It's been a long time since I've come home for dinner, Auntie. I used to always come over to dine and I miss your cooking when I'm gone. Auntie Chin smiled and nodded. Yes, Gun Xian, that's Tong Tong's place. Chloe looks at me with an innocent expression. I am sorry. I used to sit here. I'm used to it. Can you sit there? She pointed to the seat opposite her. Why don't you sit next to my boyfriend since you're so far away from him? Do you think that's appropriate? I was just getting upset when Ethan took me over and pulled out the chair next to me and sat next to me. I glanced at Chloe and her smile froze for a second before she managed another smile. Ethan hadn't said a word, stealing shrimp silently off to the side and then placing the steak in my bowl. I was just about to eat when Chloe's pouting voice rang out. Zhou, you really have a girlfriend now and forget about me as a friend. You used to pickpocket shrimp for me too. I want it too. This person definitely has that big disease. Ethan looks up at her. When did I ever steak shrimp for you? That voice, those eyes, cold to the core. I pursed my lips to hold back my laughter. Chloe was a little hungover, barely maintaining a smile. Why haven't you? You forgot. Ethan, I didn't. Chloe finally could not continue to laugh and lowered her head to eat. In the end, Auntie Chin gave Chloe a piece of beef, which eased the embarrassment a little. After dinner, Chloe stayed to chat for a while before leaving. Ethan stood up. I'll see you off. Chloe was flattered, looked at me, laughed and went out with Ethan. Auntie Chin saw that I was angry and squeezed my hand. Tong Tong, Auntie has to explain to you. Zhou and Gu Xiangu are just childhood friends, don't misunderstand. Uncle Chin also chimed in. I smiled and said it was fine, but I still snuck out. Ethan and Chloe walked to the front door and stopped. The smile on Chloe's face was gone and she looked sad. I thought you would wait for me. I've been thinking about you for so many years. You should not say those untrue words in front of my fiancé in the future, although she doesn't mind, but I do. I'm afraid she will misunderstand. Ethan's voice was icy cold, but to me it was full of security. I like this kind of man who just puts it straight. I ducked to the side and saw that Chloe was already about to cry. But I like you too, I said. I'd let you wait for me to come back, and I've been working for you for so many years. I said. I don't like you, I only like Scarlett alone. I think it's better if we don't be friends in the future. Goodbye. Ethan interrupted Chloe once again. Boing boing, he's so handsome, I love it so much. Chloe walks away crying. Ethan walks back and I startle him by scurrying out of a bush off to the side. I laughed out loud. Scared you, coward? Ethan. Even though I was satisfied with Ethan's behavior earlier, I was still a little angry. And you fought for her? You didn't even fight for me. Ethan smiled helplessly. It was when I was a kid. She was being bullied by the upperclassmen and asked for money from her. I couldn't just ignore it when I saw it. That's true, I wouldn't have ignored it if I had seen it. I crossed my arms and continued to question. She likes you? Confessed to you? You don't have any feelings for her? Ethan suddenly raises his hand and pinches my cheek. I don't like talking about her. Just know that you're the first person I've ever liked and the last. Oh God, Ethan can actually talk about love. I was blown away. So what do you like about me? Does he like me for my tenderness and cuteness or my innocence and generosity? Ethan burst out laughing. Don't you? Well, I am too. At the time of the blind date, it was the first time we met, so what could we tell except for our faces? But I'm sure Ethan doesn't just like my face now. Auntie Chin came out at this time, holding my cell phone that kept ringing. It was Gwen calling. As soon as I picked it up, Gwen's ghostly cries came through. I was startled and asked her what was wrong. Gwen cried and cursed. Tong tong, Sean cheated on me. Ooh, damn Sean, he's a grandson. Gwen's words were automatically silenced by me. It was too hard to hear. Ethan dropped me off at Gwen's house and left. I asked Gwen and realized that Sean had sex with one of his best friends and she caught him in the act. Sean the grandson. Gwen finished crying, still huffing and puffing. Jerk. I wish him a lot of children and grandchildren, all thanks to the old king's help. I held back my laughter to comfort her. It's okay, 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 it's okay. Gwen nodded. Well, it's a good thing Ethan doesn't have any female friends, otherwise you'd be furious. Ethan does, but he's out of friends for the day. I got home from work the next day and had a chance to talk to Ethan about it. I asked him, did you go see Sean? Ethan responded faintly, teaching him a lesson, but for this kind of thing, a few words from me may not help. I do know that, but it's easy to change one's nature. I took Ethan's hand. You can always be like this to me from now on. I won't ask you to be passionate about me anymore. Ethan looked me up and down with a smile on his face. Do you still think I don't have enough passion for you? When I think of Ethan looking so stoic in bed, I think of Ethan as a man of such stoic looks who is passionate when he gets into bed. Enough is enough. In fact, this kind of thing, worry is useless, should happen or will happen, and even if Ethan does not think of others, there is someone else think of him. That person is Chloe. By coincidence, my new interviewee is Chloe. After the interview, I was about to leave when Chloe stopped me. Ms. Gwen, I have something personal to tell you today. My raised but sat down on the sofa again and looked at her faintly. Chloe said it bluntly. I like Ark. I think you can see that, and the two of us are emotionally grounded. I know everything about his past. I nodded. This I knew. She grew up with Ethan. Naturally she knew a lot about Ethan. But so what? Then you stay in the past. I want Ethan's present and future. Besides, we are an unmarried couple. It's very inappropriate for you to tell me that. Of course, if you're saying these things from the position of a mistress, then you're saying these things in a way that fits you. Chloe choked and blushed. I rolled my eyes and just got up and walked away. Nuts, I've never seen such a shameless person, but I still underestimated the thickness of Chloe's face. She even mentioned me in the interview afterwards, saying that I destroyed her relationship and explicitly and implicitly said that I was a mistress. She is at least a public figure and has been on the hot seat lately, with many showbiz stars promoting her brand. As a result, she came out and said these words, I was also fire, or by the net storm fire. Ethan was also on fire. And all the words associated with us on social media became jerk and mistress. People even called my magazine to complain about me. Our editor-in-chief told me to take a break for a few days, which was a clear sign that he couldn't handle the pressure and was waiting for an excuse to fire me. I was really furious, although I was Ethan's real girlfriend plus first girlfriend. But the internet is now so crowded that there is no part for me to speak. Am I just going to let Chloe ruin me? She is a public figure. Marvelous. Just when I was packing up and ready to go home, the editor-in-chief found me again and said smilingly, Tong Tong, you don't have to go, keep working. What? Tong Tong, your husband is so handsome. Gwen ran over and handed me her cell phone. Only then did I realize that Ethan had sent out 2 social media messages in a row. The first one was a statement. I, Ethan, hereby declare that I have no relationship with Ms. Chloe and that Scarlett is my fiancée and first girlfriend. The second social media item is a letter from a lawyer with his firm's stamp on it. He said that he had already collected evidence including Chloe and the netizens who cyber-violated me, and that he would take legal action. Because of Ethan's efficient and forceful tactics, the netizens' winds instantly shifted and started to scold Chloe. My eyes were moist. A big part of the reason I wanted to reclaim Ethan before was because I was not willing to do so, but at this moment I finally felt Ethan's love for me, and it was clear to me that I really loved him. He was really loving me hard and protecting me. I couldn't wait any longer and went to see Ethan. As soon as I entered his office I yelled out, "Ethan, let's get married." Then the man sitting across from Ethan froze for a moment, smiled, and stood up. Then Counselor Chin, "I'll wait a while you guys talk." Ethan got up and walked towards me. A low laugh came out. "Get a license first?" I looked at the man again. Red-faced and embarrassed to speak, Ethan looked down and asked me softly, "Want to back out? I have witnesses." "No, you get down to business." I pushed him a little and turned to go out. I waited outside for a while when I suddenly heard a cry and went out to see Chloe. Surprisingly, I'm sorry, give me a chance, okay? I can't keep a record of the case, please. For the sake of our previous friendship I will never talk nonsense again. Chloe cried bitterly in front of Ethan, but Ethan's face was pale. "I gave you a chance, I'm sorry. Due to the serious social repercussions of your words on my wife, I'll see you in court," he said coldly and walked towards me, holding my hand and leading me into the elevator. I looked at Ethan like this, and the contrast made him downright warm in front of me. It turns out that when facing other people he was as cold as an iceberg. "Ethan, where are we going?" "Ethan, home. Get the account book. Get a license." "Okay, let's get a license. Who's afraid?" When we got into the car Ethan said again, "Don't worry, after you get married, your life won't change. You don't want to have a child now. I won't rush you. We'll have another one when you want." I nodded my head. "Heart sweet. It is." Ethan lengthened his tail tone. "I will listen to you in everything in the future." "Then can you promise me a condition?" "What condition?" Ethan coughed lightly, his face a little unnatural. "That is, when you go to the club from now on you wear more clothes. Is that okay?" Why does he still remember this? Ethan explained again, "I'm not a conservative person. What you wear is your freedom. I respect it, but I don't want to be jealous. I can't control it." It's the first time I've seen such a twisted Ethan, and it's so cute. I looked at him hard, not wanting to miss his every expression. Ethan's cheeks turned a suspicious shade of red. "Also, I'm not a puppy